is difficult when there's, 4 shows or whatever back to back. But for me, coming in here to Portland and having this event here tonight, doing the business that we did is incredible. Testament to the talent and the brand and everything that it's doing. And I thought we had a spectacular show from start to finish. But I'm sure we'll talk about it here as we go through. So I'm going to open it up to questions with you because I feel like that's where we'll get to the meat of it anyway. So let's go to the callers.
All right, guys, since we're running a little late tonight, we're going to keep it to one question per caller. Thank you.
And on the phone line, we'll go to Mike Johnson, TWInsider.com.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good. Obviously, a well-received show for a lot of good reasons. A lot of news coming out of the show. I want to ask you about Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Obviously, an NXT Championship match at WrestleMania is a huge deal. But Raw and NXT are both on the USA Network. How much can we expect there to be crossover with the story cascading back and forth between the two shows? And when the decision was made to go in this direction, how much involvement, if any, did the USA Network have on this, perhaps as a way to kind of help raise the tide of the NXT series on Wednesdays?
Actually, USA had no involvement in it really at all. I believe that this was, to be honest, it was shocking to me when it was first mentioned to me. I believe that this was really just a decision on Vince's part on understanding where the other stories are going for the women. As you build forward on these things, to me, you have opportunities where you look at a moment in time and you go, well, okay, so does Charlotte go after Bayley and Sasha Banks on that side? Does she move into that realm? Does she come after Becky Lynch? All of the things that you have sort of seen before, and you're looking to get fresh and build in new, and I think you see that with Shayna Baszler going after Becky Lynch, and you see that in different ways on SmackDown with where they're going. So this was a way of Charlotte Flair needing to be in that big epic role. I think it really had nothing more to do with that. I think people put too much stock and build into the other things, and it's easy to put your tinfoil hat on and start to talk about stuff. And I'm sure even just saying that, everybody will be like, oh my God, there's no way they didn't. Like, whatever, you can believe what you want. It really comes down to that. It's good storytelling, and that's what the goal is here. It's just really good storytelling across the board. So I think they when you look at that, you have Charlotte in that position, Rhea Ripley having an incredible year and just getting to where she's at, and then Bianca Belair as well having an incredible year. If you'd have gone 6 months backwards in time and said Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, Bianca, I was just speaking to her in the back. In 2016, she stepped through the ropes with us for the first time to start training. And when you consider the fact that in just that short, probably less than 4-year window, she's become one of the absolute best in the world. And it's her time, kind of where she is now. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go, well, why didn't you pull the trigger? Watch, right? It's incredible to see how far both of them have come, Rhea and Bianca, and I'm thrilled for both of them, and the opportunity that, having that moment in time with Charlotte at WrestleMania for Rhea is going to be incredible, and it's all going to play out for everybody, so it's awesome.
All right, thank you for the time.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll go next to Brian for Sporting News.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Paul. Hey. So, as we know, it's pretty rare to have long-term storylines in today's wrestling. I mean, it seems like 3 months can sometimes be long-term, much less 6 months. You don't see that often. So now we've got this rivalry between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa going on for 2 years. What has this process been like in having this rivalry go on this long, and not only having it go on this long, but keeping it this fresh and intriguing?
It's a rarity. And, into account any of the injuries that would have happened, and even where we are tonight with those two, you go back in time and Tommaso Ciampa doesn't need neck surgery, and the whole thing plays out differently. So you just kind of sort of got to roll with it and see where you can go. And as things change and move and ebb and flow, you just try to figure out the best way, to continue to tell those stories if they make sense. I think there also can be a time when you begin to force it and you want the story to continue and you just do, and it's not there anymore. I don't think we're anywhere near that, but you have to be careful of all of it, and it's trying to just keep a level head and look at it from the outside. And Vince taught me a long time ago. He used to say it all the time: if you just put yourself in the seat of the fans, then you can never go wrong. I truly believe that. So that's at least what I always try to do, and I think that's what this team does.
Thanks, and congrats on hell of a night.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
We'll go next to Chuck Carroll, CBS.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Paul, congrats on a great show tonight.
Hey, Chuck. Sorry, I thought they said Chuck. Sorry.
I wanted to ask you, clearly another strong show tonight, and the brand has really its own feel to it and distinguished itself well from the rest of the business. As WWE is considering its options moving forward for content on other OTT platforms, I'm wondering if you could talk about the value that NXT brings to the table to potential suitors, given that uniqueness and its own flavor, that attractiveness that it has compared to the monthly regular pay-per-views. And do you think that it's a possibility that we could see NXT shift to that new platform as the new potential deal is hashed out?
I think there's a lot of speculation in that question of new platforms, even in that, I think as you heard Vince talk about an earnings call about opportunities that are out and doing all these things. If you take all that off the board and you just say even just where it is right now, NXT is an incredible value for anybody and wherever it sits. Whether that be USA, the WWE Network, when you can build a brand like this with a dedicated roster, with its own 2-hour weekly show, with regular pay-per-view is the wrong term, but regular attractions that you can put on a different platform, that you can build to, and that you can continue to tell those stories, and then have the opportunities to create beyond that. You then have ancillary product as well that, depending on how you look at it, I to me look at it as an off. If NXT is the main trunk of the tree, there's offshoots of NXT UK. There will continue to be more offshoots like that. And as you saw tonight, us announcing, we just got done not that long ago, NXT UK TakeOver in Blackpool. We're doing another one in Dublin coming up end of April. That brand is going to continue to grow as well. And now with that partnership with BT Sport and the prospect of it there airing not only on BT but on Paramount and having exposure like that, it's continuing to grow, and now that's beginning to get picked up around the globe as well. That opportunity is massive across the board and is a value that not only would anybody want, but there are a lot of people out there that want it and that are coming to us right now. And I think that's what you see us talking about is WWE saying we're open for business. We're exploring those options at all times, and they're there and they're real. So we are we're just seeing what the best fit is for everybody and what the best value for our fan base is and for the WWE universe.
All right, I appreciate it. Congrats again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the call.
And we'll next go to Jim Barcelone, Miami Herald.
Another great NXT TakeOver. I don't know how you guys keep out doing it over and over again. That's incredible. Cathy Kelley, what has she meant to Team NXT? Just the job that she's done for you all last night, tonight. And do you have someone in mind to fill her spot yet?
Yeah, it's one of the things that we're constantly doing, and it's, in some ways what the system is built to do. And when I say say the system, I'm talking about the Performance Center, NXT, all of it. Like, we're training, everything that has to do with our business. Camera guys, sound guys, directors, backstage interviewers, ring announcers, all of it. If you look at it from the beginning, this system here is not only from a talent standpoint, but the system itself from a behind the scenes. The people that are, kind of cut their teeth as directors and producers here in the beginning of NXT are now the directors and producers that are cutting Raw, SmackDown on broadcast on Fox and WrestleMania. That growth curve, the talent has moved up. The people move all over the place. But not only are we doing that, there's so many people that come through our doors that work with us and gain valuable experience in that, are now working for movie studios or game manufacturers. There's just so many things that we touch and that we help give those people experience to. And Cathy's that as well. Like, she is, I can't say enough good things about her. She's one of those people that comes through. She's a very special person and just brings so much to the table. Like, a lot of people don't know it. She's got mental level IQ and, like, super smart, incredibly professional on every single level. Steph and I have done a lot of panels with her where she just brings so much to the table. It's hard for me to say enough good stuff about her. But, she has aspirations and dreams and things that she wants to do. This is very bittersweet for her. And it's funny, I knew she was leaving a little while ago, and it took her forever to come and talk to me about it because she just didn't want to break down and become emotional about it. And when we talked about it the other day, I just told her, I said, look, it's not goodbye. It's not. It's just see down the road because who knows? Life's crazy. You'll end up back in the same path, doing the same thing, or we'll work together in other ways. And there's so many ways we can work together. So, she's phenomenal. We have other people in the pipeline. That's what we do here. When there's another 2 or 3 chomping at the bit to get the opportunity, and they will knock it out of the park. And that's what we do. So I'm thankful for the time she spent with us, and I'm sure we'll see her down the road as well.
Well, thank you, Paul, Cathy, and NXT.
Thank you, Jim.
And we'll next go to Kelly Wells, pwtorch.com.
Hey, Kelly. Hey there, Paul. Great show, obviously. So when the Dusty Classic comes around, sometimes when we need babyface tag champ contenders, one of the tried and true tropes is the wacky tag team. So the Bruiserweights, they're a ton of fun. What percentage of this is intent and what percentage is a happy accident? Was there a reason to believe in this pairing, or does this talent just kind of run with it, find their chemistry, and did any of their work change the plans going into the tournament or the championship match?
Look, first of all, you don't have to be a genius to look at Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle and go, wow, they'd be good, right? Like, because they're just both so spectacular on their own. But they also have such a different style that I think that could either be epically awesome or kind of, they just don't gel. When we first talked about putting them together, it was, on our end, the belief that, hey, this will be really good. The timing is right to do it with them, and we think this will be really good. Then you put them together, and you see them do it for the first time, and you go, wow, hold the phone, okay. Like, sometimes stuff just gels, right? And you put it together for the first time, and it's epic. And the first time, 5 minutes in, I was watching them team together, we were like, holy cow, these guys are just on fire together, right? And even just listening to them in the afternoon, the personalities are so different, right? Pete's quiet and he's different than what you see on TV, but he's not that different. And then Matt's not that different from the Matt Riddle that you see on TV either. So, but when you saw them together, there was this odd couple chemistry that we were like, all right, this is even way better than we thought it was going to be, and let's run with it and see where we can get to. So here we are. And I think it's been phenomenal. It's that clicks like that, and the series of vignettes that they did over the last few weeks, and them arriving here, and everything, and it just worked. There's nothing to say more than I wish we could say, oh yeah, we knew every step of the way, but we had a good feeling about it. But when you put it together, it just worked, and we ran with it. You got to be open to all of it.
All right. Congratulations to them and to the team.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, guys, we got to do one more, and then we're going to call it a night. Thank you.
We'll go to Sean Ross Sapp with Fightful.
Hey, Sean,
Paul, thanks for taking the time to do this. I think that anybody that watches the NXT show, including tonight, sees that the production is categorically different than what we see on Mondays and Fridays. There are less cuts, there are less zooms, the camera work's completely different. Is that a concentrated effort on your part, or is it a personal preference? Or what all goes into the differences that we see from night to night?
Yeah, it's definitely, look, some of it's preference. I mean, it's the chocolate and vanilla theory of, right, where you ask two people to paint a picture of the same thing, they're going to paint slightly different pictures. So some of it is definitely that, and then some of it is definitely trying to be different than what is there. Sometimes you want to do the same thing because it's good, right? When something is good, I don't want to say let's do different and have it be bad, but you want it to be different, and you want to differentiate. I want it to be a different feel from the product. To me, these products are all great when if you turn on your TV or you open up your phone or your app, whatever it is, and you're looking at it, you know what it is. Like you turn on, that's Raw, that's SmackDown, that's NXT. Like it has a different vibe and feel. Same with NXT UK. I like that show to have a different vibe and feel, and that's the idea. So that comes down to, can be a lot of different things. It's simplistic stuff, lighting, set design, and then more technical things, camera cuts, the way we attack things or zoom and focus things, or movement or different camera feels. Sometimes we're just trying stuff too. I often think of NXT as like an incubation tank of when you make donuts for a living, you learn to make the donuts, and then you make the donuts the same way all the time. You get used to making the donuts. Every now and then you want to go, what if we made this kind of donut differently? And I think it's sometimes what we're trying to do is just, hey, let's take a stab at doing this tonight. Might work, might not. We'll see. If it works, we'll keep it. If it doesn't, we'll move on to something else. And so we try that too. It's an evolution. I think it's constantly growing. You want it to constantly be changing, and that's the idea. So, that's a positive to me. If everybody looks at it and you guys are noticing that it's different, looks and feels different, that's a great thing. And I'm happy for that. So, the other thing is the talent and how they perform is slightly different. All of it. But that's the intent, is to make these shows feel different. I think you don't want to go into there's a lot of sports entertainment and in-ring wrestling on television, and you want to feel slightly different about all of it. If I listen to the same band every day, I get bored with it. I want to mix it up. I want to hear different things. I want to feel different things. I want it to look, sound, feel, and just give me a different vibe. And if we do that, then I think we're successful long term.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the delay tonight. We had a little bit of I did Facebook and needed to say goodbye to Cathy, and spoke to talent and getting here a little bit late. So I appreciate the time, and we have to cut it a little bit short because I got to catch a flight.